square root of 32 x to the 5 y to the 7. First of all, there's no number written there by that root. What is assumed if it's not written? Like the example out of 3, what's assumed? Zach? 1. Not 1. Will? 2. It is assumed there is a 2 here. It won't be written for you. First, look at the number. Who remembers last week when we were breaking down square root of a number, 32 is not a perfect square, right? We can't just say square root of 32 is 7. Because it's not, it's a decimal. There's a perfect square that goes into 32 evenly. What do you think? What do you think, Maddie? 16. 16 goes into 32? Yep. What other one would have gone in, Marie? 25. Doesn't go in evenly. It's less than 32, but 32 has to divide by it evenly. So like 32 divides by 16 evenly. 4 is the other one that could have gone in. Always look for the biggest. (16 times 2 is 32. So like 32 breaks down into square root of 16 and square root of 2. Of those two things, which one's a perfect square? What one simplifies easily? The
16 simplifies
to be not square root of 4, just 4. Like when you do the square root of 16, you'll get a regular 4. Is 2 a perfect square? A lot of people think that. A lot of people think the square root of 2 is 1. It is not. But now we've got these x's and y's to worry about. How do I know I have to do something with the x's? How do I know? Will, what's wrong with it?
the exponents are bigger than the root.
Exponent is bigger than the root. You could write out 5 x's and group them. Some of you might be able to do it in your heads without writing it out, but make groups of 2 because you're doing a square root. If that would have been a 5th root, you would have done groups of 5. If it's a 3rd root, groups of 3. How many groups did I make? 2. The number of groups is the exponent on the outside. What's left, the oddballs that didn't fit in the group, go back in here. Same thing with the y's then. I'm going to write it out. It's easy if it's like 5 and 7 and stuff to write out. But if that was like y to the 701, you're going to have to kind of try and do it in your head because you don't want to write out 701 x's on your scrap paper. Groups of how many? 2. How many groups could I make? 3. So that 3 is on the outside.